white people would meet me and they would be scared of me. And then they would say, "Well, gosh, I didn't know you were this nice." I said, "Well, why wouldn't I be a nice? I've always been a nice person. I ain't gonna hurt you unless you hurt me. But if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. But you ain't gonna hit me, are you? No, I ain't gonna hit you. Okay, then we cool, right?" And that's what it is. And I think it's funny how we can be labeled dangerous because we're either pro-black or very intelligent. And can you speak to some of that in terms of the assumption of anti-whiteness and why people think anti-whiteness must conjoin with pro-blackness?
Yeah, I mean, it's the way they perceive things. We all pretty much have white friends, I'm sure we do. But I have, especially like I have white clients that really turn into friends, like really good friends. And we'll talk about political issues, racism, and stuff like that. And I don't try to hold back. My thing is I don't give a damn because like you won't get this work if you are like I never forget one of my clients, one of my Richard, he's a lawyer, rich, you know what I'm saying? He's just one of those people that were born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Um, we were talking about this is when the whole I don't want to say anything that flags, but when the virus, let's say that 2020 came, right? And the whole, thing was coming out when they want everybody to get it. And he was like, why are black people scared to get it? And don't say it. Don't talk about the black stuff. Boy, I let him in because he was talking about Tulsa, how they were experimenting.
Mm,
He had already heard that story. I
wow.
dug into that ass, and it's all love. You know what I'm saying? Because like he's gonna defend his culture. I'm
Mm.
gonna defend my culture. So that's why I say like we can't worry about how they perceive us. They're gonna perceive us and how they are. And then when they fully understand, like it took my I had some white friends that came to the showing of the Melanin Code, and it was a sobering wide opening. Why what I'm saying? So they understood like, okay, I understand where you're coming from when you talk about this. So sometimes it just needs to be put on the platter right in front of their face, and that I don't hold back. So that's just me. But definitely pro-black is anti-white out there, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't I think that it takes a lot of energy to be anti, you know. Anti is destructive and it's me giving you my power because all the energy I could be putting into building something for myself, I'm putting it into being mad about what you got and what you ain't did and what you're doing and waiting on you. And I hope everybody agree can at least understand or hear me when I say that I think that that takes away your power. If you look at truly powerful people, they're not sitting around being anti. Only insecure people are anti and worried about what everybody else has got and jealous and hating and mad and talking about somebody else. Somebody who's really locked in on their purpose. If you're really locked in on your purpose, you ain't really worried about what nobody else is doing. Can I get a yes in the chat if you hear what I'm saying? I want everybody to just kind of pick that up and consider that as a strategy in life. People that are truly great at what they are, and you're great. All of you are great because you're taking the time to even do things like this on a regular basis. You are the talented tenth in my view. And I'm not talking about how much money you have or how much education you have, or none of that stuff. I'm talking about the fact that you are 10 toes down, double footed, deeply rooted, neck deep in your community, and that's what makes you powerful. So do that, be that in this and shine. That's all you got to do. If you shine and do your best and keep improving, then adversaries will move out of the way. I promise you. Just shine. That's all. All right. So let's move on to the next clip. I'm talking to director Marcus Small, by the way. If you haven't come in here, he's the director of a great film called The Melanin Code. He's also got a new project coming out called Child Care Cartel. I saw the clip. I loved it. It had me going. I said, "Oh man, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good." And you know about Ryan Coogler and guys like that, but you need to know about Marcus Small. Marcus Small's right up there with the very best of them in this industry, and he's one of us. He's B1, and I have a lot of respect for this brother. So thank you all for popping in. So let's go ahead and get it cracking, and
They
let's
want
go
you
to.
to they want you to do a full screen too. I kept saying that.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Well, I did kind of full screen. Can't do the full screen. I'm gonna hit this one button to make it theater mode.
Uh,
Full screen, I can't do just because I'm working with janky Wi-Fi, and I don't want to mess it up. I'm just counting my blessings and keep my fingers crossed. So I'm gonna do theater mode, that which is kind of like full screen. So here we go. Let me know if y'all can hear it, and let me make sure the volumes are. All right, here we go.
But when the media spun it, every headline you saw was rapist, 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 rapist. And you take Brock Turner, the young white swimmer from Stanford, sex abuser, sex abuser, sex abuser. So why is it that one man, a black man, is held in regard as a rapist and he was proven innocent, and you have actual evidence, physical evidence to prove that Brock Turner actually raped this woman and he's a sexual abuser? This is the type of stuff that media does, and this is why I say media needs to be held accountable.
These people in the Middle East, like ISIS, they want to kill you, they want to kill me, they want to kill your kids, they want to kill everybody.
I do not look at the media as a reliable source. I think they're sensational. I don't think they're doing citizens a justice. You're relying on a very competitive news media source that has an editor and an agenda and a producer to tell you what just went on. And if it bleeds, it leads.
And if they repeat it enough, people will believe it. So that's why you have Fox News repeating the same thing, MSNBC repeating the same thing.
Until we start controlling the propaganda that's put out about us, it's always going to be other people's perspective or what they want to write or say about us.
It's important for us to have true independent black media outlets. And what is a true independent black media outlet? Is one that is funded by other African Americans or black people and not by a major corporation, right? We even look at Black Lives Matter, funded by George Soros. So that's his agenda. That's not a true Black Lives Matter from black people. That's his agenda, because he who pays the fiddler calls the tune.
I just think the change should be that it's more production and definitely more quality entertainment and writing and directing and movies and scripts and that kind of thing.
A lot of people don't realize that because you have a black writer, a black producer, a black director, a black lead, yes, it is predominantly a black story, a black film, but you have to understand who controls the distribution are white people or Jewish people. You can sit there and say, yes, Tyler Perry, but Tyler Perry still has to answer to Lionsgate, which is not black owned. That's who distributes his films. So until we control distribution and lock that down, our stories are going to be limited to what they are told to a certain point.
The slave movies, get rid of them. They don't help at all. You know, they rarely show the revolts, which would show, you know, like people didn't just take what was given to them and wait for a law to be passed. It was actually something being done. We need more movies to show those psychological thrillers or those moments of the effects of slavery and how it's still affecting us today.
There are vast and powerful changes that are occurring. Black media is getting stronger every year. You have a black film industry that's growing, where you got these small independent black films that are literally making hundreds of thousands, some making millions of dollars, and you're seeing people kind of responding to that.
There was two kinds of slaves. There was the house Negro and the field Negro. The house Negro, they lived in the house with master. They dressed pretty good. They ate good because they ate his food, but he left. They lived in the attic or the basement, but still they lived near their master. And they loved their master more than the master loved himself. They would give their life to save the master's house quicker than the master would. If the master's house caught on fire, the house Negro would fight harder to put the blaze out than the master would. If the master got sick, the house Negro would say, "What's the matter, boss?" "We sick. We sick." He identified himself with his master more than his master identified with himself. And if you came to the house Negro and said, "Let's run away, let's escape, let's separate," that house Negro would look at you and say, "Man, you crazy. What you mean separate? Where is there a better house than this? Where can I wear better clothes than this? Where can I eat better food than this?" That was that house Negro. In those days, he was called a house nigger. And that's what we call him today, because we still got some house niggers running around here.
The only thing we've ever done, we did it because the white man gave us a platform upon which to do it. He helped us. He built schools for us and let us go. He built highways so we could travel.
I think that historically we've always believed that the best way to get ahead in America is to gain favoritism with the white man and to sort of get that borrowed power that he lends to you. Guys like Barkley, Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith, Stacey Dash.
Some of them are puppets for white supremacy because they get something out of it. They benefit from it in some way.
I think we should have a code of conduct. We should have a standard of behavior for these individuals. And it should be simply based on the very firm idea of reciprocity. You get something from us, you need to give back.